He's used to teaching opposition teams a lesson on field with his try-scoring skills, but Hezron Mergha is also achieving top marks inside the classroom at Yarrabah State School.
Having him work with the students on a daily basis, demonstrating to them the importance of education, is just unmeasurable.
The fullback works as a teacher's aide with a combined class of Year 4 and 5 students.
You just never know what you're going to get with these kids, but yeah, I'm liking it. Seem to be good for me. So kids keep me grounded outside of footy.
Mergha is preparing to leave the scenic surrounds of his hometown to take up a 2-year deal with the Cowboys.
Really excited, happy, and a little scared at the same time. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
The 27-year-old was considered too old to make his NRL debut until a competition-high 13 tries in 14 games for the Northern Pride made him impossible to ignore.
He's a guy who's been battling away for years, and he's probably thought that dream had gone past him, and when it came to reality, I think it hit home, and he took a week to process it.
It's also another indication time is running out for Matt Bowen. But the Cowboys' most capped fullback won't be bitter if the number 1 jersey is handed over to his former schoolmate.
I was grade 12 and he was grade 8, and he was playing back then. But I haven't really seen him. Come on this year and played well for Pride, and he's scoring all his tries and freakish tries, and he deserves it.
Mergha isn't only interested in making a mark in the NRL, he wants to inspire the Yarrabah youth. The Indigenous community is regarded as the most disadvantaged in Queensland, with an unemployment rate around 70%.
Definitely happy to be that person who's a role model for this community, I guess, and have the community sort of look up to me, and I'm very honoured.
A lesson these students will never forget. Adam Jackson, WE News. Babinda Golf Club President Wal Anthony has a grip that may not look pretty, but it's pretty effective.
People are a bit suspicious that it's sort of straightened the golf game up a fair bit, and the slice doesn't come in very often.
The 19 handicapper has been forced to play with a specially made prosthesis since losing his hand in an industrial accident 13 years ago.
And it has a piece of Velcro that wraps around my wrist, and it sort of secures it a lot more. You put it down here and slot it, and you slide it up, and as it comes up, it tightens onto the grip of the golf club, and away you go.
Wal is one of 8 volunteers who've kept the Babinda golf course open since the closure of the town's major employer, the local sugar mill. Watering the course is the easy part, given Babinda is the wettest town in the country.
We don't water the greens very often. Yeah, as soon as you water the greens, it'll rain that night, so you can't win.
The course will play host to its biggest event of the year this weekend, when some of the Far North's finest golfers tee off in the annual Babinda Open Championship.
It's probably the hardest course in North Queensland to play. There are only 2 people in North Queensland that have parred the course. One was Dale Harris from Cairns, who had a 3-under.
The 36-hole Open begins on Saturday morning, and Wal will be there bright and early trying to chip away at the leaders. Adam Jackson, WE News. It's a trophy collection that would make any athlete envious, but unfortunately Josh Lush forgets what they're for.
He's won, like you said, in excess of nearly 300 medals and trophies, and he just can't remember winning.
It's one of the effects of chromosome 19 deletion, a condition which causes repetitive behaviours and limits short-term memory.
It is sad that I can't remember how I won them, but it doesn't really worry me.
It doesn't worry Adrian Borderlandser either. He's patient instructor at the Mulgrave Little Athletics Club.
I've been coaching him for about 3 years now, and every week, every day we meet each other. It's a different scenario happens.
Today at the Cairns Student Games, there's no athlete with a disability class, but the Gordonvale High student enjoys testing himself against the able-bodied athletes.
Sport means a lot to me. It's probably better than school for me. So I've never been really good at school. Sport's the only thing that I've been really good at.
The 12-year-old spends most weekends competing in athletics events as his parents watch on from the sideline.
It's a bit frustrating at times, but we stick with it. He loves it. We encourage him. So if he was to say that he didn't want to do it tomorrow, we'd back him 100%.
At the North Queensland Sports Awards, Josh won the Athlete with a Disability category. The prize included a $1,000 cheque, which he donated back to the Special Olympics, a selfless gesture that didn't go unnoticed.
He's just a dynamite. He's into everything, tries everything, does his best, and his goal is to go to the Olympics, and I believe he'll get there.
For now, the focus is on the state championships in September. Until then, Josh will
keep trying, keep training and all that. It doesn't matter if you come first or last or anything like that.
A message that's easy to remember from an athlete who's hard to forget. Adam Jackson, Win News.
Yeah, it's right. I'm here with South Sydney CEO Shane Richardson. And Shane, just how excited the Rabbitohs about this Cairns concept?
Yeah, the players are really excited about it and the coach and obviously our fans. We've got a lot of them travelling up here for the game, and I think most of the airlines are booked out. So it should be a fantastic day of rugby league. And
it's been 12 years since we've had an NRL game here in Cairns. What do we need to do to make sure we keep getting more?
Yeah, I think the infrastructure's got to improve. They've done a good job of preparing Barlow Park for Sunday, but there's got to be a lot more improvements to the ground itself to make sure that they've got a rectangular oval that's more applicable for the game.
And a couple of weeks ago we had your fullback up here, Greg Inglis, doing a bit of a fun or tourism campaign. What's the response been like to that?
Yeah, really positive. I mean, Greg's a great ambassador for whoever he speaks on behalf of, and whether it be Aboriginal Health or Sydney University or tourism in the north. And we've got a great membership base and a great amount of supporters, and we always think of ourselves as everybody's second team. So, you know, we're looking for everybody to come along, build a base. Hopefully when we play up here for the next 3 years, by the third year we'll have everybody in red and green too.
And also on field, incredibly crucial clash against one of our Queensland teams who are in form, the Titans.
You couldn't have asked for a bigger clash. It's 1 versus 5. You know, a magnificent pack of forwards which will be going head to head. Some of the best quality players in the game. Idris versus Inglis is worth the money, and Zillman. And the curtain raise is as good as it gets too. 1 versus 2 in the Queensland Cup. So, you know, it's exciting times for Cairns.
Well, the full Rabbitohs squad will arrive in Cairns on Saturday to begin acclimatising before the big game kicks off here at Barlow Park just after 2 o'clock on Sunday.
The post-match celebrations said it all. The Suns' rise in Cairns, ending a 21-game losing streak.
There was spirit, there was effort, there was a lot of pleasing results for the players.
The match a memorable debut for Josh Hall, the former North Queensland high jump champion, kicking 2 goals.
Josh Hall has his first goal in AFL football.
You probably couldn't have got any more pressure on a young kid playing his first game. You know, in his sort of hometown, his first game, hadn't won a game, playing at full forward.
Hall's haul helped set up a 36-point lead just after half-time. Damien Hardwick called for more effort and Richmond responded, the Tigers clawing their way back to lead by 3 goals late in the final term.
Beautiful goal! They're finding something, Richmond.
But the Suns refused to be knocked over. Homegrown hero Jared Harbrow inspiring the most unlikeliest of comebacks. His last-minute goal kept the coast in the contest. Still down by 4, they needed 1 more. And with the siren sounding, it was all up to Carmichael Hunt to complete a sensational ending.
Is he the hero that the Suns believe he is? He definitely is!
It just shows that if you do that with any team in the AFL, on any ground in the AFL, it comes back to bite you on the bum, really.
The Tigers left licking their wounds, dropping back to 11th with their finals hopes in tatters.
We can go one of 2 ways from here. It can fracture us as a group, or we can build on it and get back where we know we can.
Adam Jackson, Win News.
By 2 points.